All right, welcome everybody to this Facebook Live and this crossings that we're getting from the Mara River. Look at these wildebeest streaming in at Main North Crossing. Now, no crocodiles just yet. It's a hot day. We are expecting there to be lots of action here. Now, that clump that you're seeing there in the middle, that is because there's a rock just below the surface there. And these wildebeest are struggling with their cloven hooves over that. No crocodiles there yet that I can see, but thousands of wildebeest coming in now. A couple of days ago, we watched a few of these wildebeest drown against an embankment. This is not the case in this particular crossing. It's shallow enough here that they can have their footing almost the entire way through. The only thing that is biting something over here, we're having these hippo having a bit of a territorial match here. One hippo chasing another hippo. They get affected by the tension created by a crossing. And quite often we're seeing them lash out at each other and at crocodiles. In this particular case, at each other. These wildebeest still struggling. No crocodile action just yet. What I'm doing is slowly scanning through. They're taking their time, these wildebeest. No youngsters are being washed away, which is a good thing. There's no great panic in the herd. We've got a whole bunch of tourists. That's, for the most part, what people have been lucky enough to witness over the last couple of years is if you come down to the Mara, you can park on the banks and watch these spectacles take place. Of course, this year we have our own cameras on the banks here and are bringing this to you. So far, quite a sedate crossing. We're looking at a couple of thousand animals so far, probably about 2,000 or 3,000 that have managed to cross so far. Nothing like the streaming you see when they're needing to swim. That will change once crocodiles start to home in. I have no idea why they haven't yet. There are a lot of crocodiles at these particular crossings. Now, crocodiles below, what's this hippo doing over here? Why are you now getting involved? What is going on here? Now, Julie, you asked me, will the hippos attack the wildebeest? Quite, they will actually. This hippo here is definitely looking like he wants to give these wildebeest a piece of his mind. Look what he's doing. What are you doing? Oh, he just wants to get through to deeper water on the other side. Come on. Charging through the water there. That is just so hippo-like. The hippo just wanted to get into some deeper water on the other side there. Wasn't actively hunting these wildebeest. It's not uncommon. Nothing I've seen before, of course, is a hippo hunting. I've seen hippo eating dead carcasses, but not actively hunting. Right now, that hippo was just trying to get to the other side. Wildebeest struggling in the shadows here. Still no, well, a little bit of a stronger current here, so they're starting to swim a little bit. Brenda, you wanted to know what crossing this is? This is Main North Crossing. This is Main North Crossing on the Mara River here in the Mara Triangle. These wildebeest have been standing on the banks for probably about half an hour, sort of massing and getting up the courage to come through. Right now they've shifted downstream a little bit, which is what's causing these wildebeest, a few of them, to start washing downstream. That is not the healthiest thing. Of course, washing downstream quite often means that they're washed away from the rocks, which they enjoy from a footing point of view. But what is amazing at this particular crossing is that there are no crocodiles in view just yet. There's been no crocodiles hunting these wildebeest at all just yet. And that is amazing. We don't quite know why. Why is it? Yeah, you can see the deeper part of the river here. This is what they've been trying to avoid. They don't like swimming. It's where they're most vulnerable. But this is just a little piece where the river is too deep to stand. Lisa, you've asked, do the crossings stop at night? Lisa, apparently they do. You know, one of the things we wanted to do with these cameras was have a look at crossings at night. We haven't really managed to see any crossing action. What we do see is wildebeest massing. Why are they running away there? What's going on? What we do see is wildebeest, that's that hippo again, is wildebeest massing in the late afternoon, and if they don't cross by about 4 or 5 o'clock, what we're seeing is the fact that they come back the next morning. That hippo now has gotten out of the water to chase away the zebra and the wildebeest. Can you imagine? Now, Rita, you wanted to know if there are any lions waiting around. There could well be. I haven't seen any lions at this particular crossing. Today, there's the Paradise Pride that hunt this particular area. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see a carcass of a wildebeest from a drowning at Cul-de-sac crossing a couple of days ago. That is what's left, and I think it's because of all these carcasses here that the crocodiles are too full to eat. Can you believe it? Too full to eat. And so that's why they're not hunting. I think that is what we are experiencing here right now, is that cul-de-sac crossing is a crossing just around a corner from upstream, from main crossing. And what's happened is all these carcasses have drifted down and have satiated all the crocodiles here. This one's in trouble. Come on, swim, swim, swim. There we go. Come on, you can make it. Oop, that one's going down. Luckily, finding its footing. Can you imagine how macabre it must be if they realize that they are amongst their brethren over there? Made it. So no crocodiles yet. Just these hippos which are getting a bit tenser. You can see these zebra. You know, it's amazing. Zebra quite often make for the exit point of one of these crossings. They're quite focused on the exit. And what we've seen in these crossings is the fact that the zebra, no matter where they enter, will quite often exit where they're supposed to. Whereas that's not the case with the wildebeest, who always enter at the right place but exit where it's not good. Look at this hippo. Very angry. Riti, you wanted to know if crocodiles only eat during the migrations and the crossings? Riti, no. The majority of their diet throughout the year is actually made up of fish, catfish, etc. In these times of the year, the larger crocodiles will almost always just eat these types of carcasses. So, you know, wildebeest and zebra and such. The largest crocodiles will not have the ability to eat fish. They will only be able to eat these wildebeest and zebra. But the rest of the crocodiles, which form up the bulk here, so it's not just these giants that inhabit this place, are almost just exclusively fish eaters. And then obviously rotting carcasses. They will make the most out of these rotting carcasses. Well, that was a crossing that was pretty uneventful. How was that? Barring this weird action from these two bull hippo here. This one hippo, the one on the left-hand side, came rushing out and chased the wildebeest around, then came rushing back to chase them again, and then came out on the bank to chase away the zebra. And I think in the sort of state that they're in at the moment, there might be a confrontation between these two bull hippo. I doubt it, though. They are two big guys. Doesn't look like they're doing much posturing with one another. To me, one of these Thompsons. We're going to start seeing more and more Thompson's gazelle crossing as the wildebeest leave this area and come in. They bring with the Thompson's gazelle, which follow in the short grass wake of the wildebeest. We will see more and more and more, tens of thousands of Thompson's gazelle come into this area over the next couple of months. And they will then start to cross this river as well, compelled to cross for who knows what reason. If I was a Thompson's gazelle, I would cross this river right now, knowing the crocodiles are full, knowing it's a bit chilly. It was a bit chilly this morning. And knowing that none of the wildebeest were attacked whatsoever. Right, that's it from this crossing. It looks like we're going to keep our eye on the crossings for you. And let you know as soon as they get full of action again. Wherever you are in the world, have a good afternoon.